Alright y'all, part 2. So what I'm doing now, so the 4L60 that came with this motor, I bought it as a combo. The mount is messed up, damaged really, so I bought a new one. So I'll be putting a new mount on, dropping it down on the cross member, tightening up the 4 mountain bolts. Then after that, moving up to the flex plate, the 3 torque converter bolts. I am using stock manifolds. My concern is that it may hit the frame here. I'm not sure if it'll move over some once I put the mount in. Right now this side looks like it's gonna hit. You can see from that angle. But it may shift over once I put this mount on. But the plan for today is transmission mount, get the crossover bolted in, 3 torque converter bolts, 2 cooler lines, motor mounts because they're tight. Like the nut has been started, but I need to tighten them. So motor mounts, and I think that's everything for underneath. I already put the drive shaft in. I'll go back and double check these bolts, make sure they're tight. And then I want to make sure I get my fuel lines ran up through there and bolted up to the trans, because I'm gonna attempt to do my fuel system today, which I'll go over that when that time comes. But the plan is to at least get these fed up here, get them fed up through there, and then I'll try to get this bolted to that top bell housing bolt. So let me fight with this, and I'll cut y'all back on. All right, y'all, got the new trans mount in there, got the cross member bolted in both sides, got the torque converter bolts in there, put the starter up. I got the shields for these, so it's not going to be running today. I just wanted to put everything together so it can sit. Only thing I'll be waiting on is the harness. I sent the harness out to get reworked. I could have done it myself, I just didn't want to do it. Passenger side, stock truck manifolds. I think it'll work if they just bend the pipe over, that way it goes in on an angle, and then they'll just attach it to the stock exhaust system. So still stock exhaust system other than the new engine. I think we'll be able to work around it. It is a little close to the brake lines. Yeah, I can fit a finger in there, but it's going to get hot around here, so I'm not really worried about that too much. But so I guess that's a better view. I think it'll work. Yeah, I think it'll work. So yeah, I'm sure the exhaust shop is going to have to make a new Y pipe for me, because they ran from true duals all the way to the muffler, and then it became 2 into 1. So I'll see if they can do that. Maybe attach it here, just get rid of this old stuff and just attach the new stuff. If it doesn't work, we'll run a whole new system. I'm not really worried about it. I know these aren't the size that 5.3s normally come in. These look like 2 1/4, and I think the trucks are 2 1/2. So these are a little small for this engine, what came stock. So motor mounts are tight, bell housing bolts are tight. I got the shifter cable and bracket pushed in there. I was able to get the fuel line pushed up. It's not permanent right now. I just got it pushed up through there because I have to make some modifications to it before I attach it to the intake, and then I'll bolt it down to that bell housing bolt. But for now, I think I can lower it down. I gotta attach the power steering hose. I'm gonna use the one that came off. This is the high pressure. I'm gonna take, so the wire that this right here is off the 5.3, so it's still attached back there to the 5.3. This one is off the old 350. I'm gonna remove this one and then reattach that one to the gearbox. I got the trans cooler lines put in, starter bolted up, like I said, torque converter bolts are good. So yeah, I'm ready to lower it down, and then we can do power steering lines, and then we can work radiator hoses, the fuel line. Yep, so I'll see y'all in a minute. Alright, so yep, like I said, took off the old high pressure line from the 350 that was still attached down here. Gearbox, used the one that come off the 5.3. Screw right in there like it came there from the factory. I have to get a clamp for my return. Just got to get a clamp, but that goes on the fitting underneath. Yeah, that one down there. So I just got to get a clamp for that. I am going with LS brackets, so this is gonna come off. It's gonna be on this side, so I'm just gonna take this off, put the water pump on. I'm actually gonna see if this 350 lower hose will fit. I have a new one, but I'm like, if I cut it and it works, I'm gonna reuse it. If not, I got a new one anyway. But yep, like I said, water pump, taking the alternator off because I'm waiting on the brackets to come in the mail. It's gonna place the AC compressor back in the stock location. Let me zoom out some. It's gonna put the AC compressor back in the stock location, then the alternator will be moved over here. So, but for today, since I don't have the part yet, I'm just gonna take this off, put the water pump on, thermostat, all that stuff. So the new water pump, got the new thermostat housing and thermostat with the gasket on it. So yep, let's get that on. But after the water pump is on, try out that lower hose. If it works, it works. If it's not, if it don't, I'm gonna change it. And then these hoses here that come from the heater hose, so I have rear heat and AC, so I have to keep that in mind. But I believe these original lines, so this one used to go into the intake of the Vortec, and then this one went, I believe, to the water pump. So if you guys see what I see, I can just cut these and attach it right here. So that should save me some money and time. Just cut them, clamp them. So I got clamp here. I got another clamp. So clamp this to the thermostat housing. This is my ground. Since I'm not doing AC, I can probably just put it right there. But yep, that's where we are so far. These are fuel lines I was talking about back there. I'm gonna have to cut them. So this is what I'm gonna do. I got these here. I'm gonna cut those lines. Has a compression fitting inside. There's a 5/16 and then there's a 3/8. So I'm gonna cut those lines somewhere back there, attach these, and then these will attach to the fuel rail like that. So that's what the fuel system is gonna look like. So all right, let me get busy because I'm paying for the stall. So let me get to work. I'll cut y'all back on in a minute. All right, so yeah, just like I thought, both hoses will work, but I need to cut this one, and I need to stop this drip. I need to cut this one. I have a clamp. Cut this one, put it on there, clamp it, and then clean up my mess. But so far so good. Water pump's on. I haven't tried the lower hose yet, but like I said, looking at it, I think it went this way. I might be able to, I don't know. I don't want to force it, but it may work. If not, I got a new one, like I said. So, not really worried about it. It's a part number. It's just a stock, stock Silverado one. So, put it on there, and I know that one would work for sure. Looking at it, so put that one down there, clamp it, and then it'll go straight on as you see. So that's what I said. Like, I'm not really worried about it. If this one works, it works. If not, I got another one. All right, so I pulled the radiator out. I just want to vacuum all that stuff up, clean it all up, soak it up. I ended up going with the new hose. It was too much of a fight trying to use that old one, so I just pulled the radiator out, and I'm gonna go with that hose. But yeah, clean all that up, hook it up. Still got to cut the other one, clamp it on there. But that's where we at. Alright, y'all, this is how I'm gonna have to do oil sender. So I'll put all the parts that I've used, I'll put in the description. But I use this oil pressure sensor adapter because I wanted to reuse the one from the 350. So I kept this. I should be able to plug it in right here. So my gauge should work for oil pressure here. These are the lines I'm talking about. I'm gonna cut them with this tool here. And then, so you see, this one is bigger than that one. So 5/16 and 3/8. And then I got, you may be able to see there's a difference, but these are different sizes. So what I'm gonna do is cut these so that I can take this part off, this little screw part. Then I'm gonna put this new line on with the compression fitting, tighten them up, and then these will be my new lines to run to the fuel rail. So, all right, that's where we at now. But water pump is on, lower hose is on. I still have to cut this one and attach it with the clamp, but I'm just moving on. All right, and just like that, we're off. So like I said, you just put that in there and twist it, tighten it as you go, twist it and cut it off. And then I wanted to take these off, so took those off. So now we're gonna just clean up the ends, and then I'll show you. So essentially, I'm gonna take this apart, and let me see if I can do this. All right, so what we're doing, this one is, I think this is the 5/16, but I'm gonna slide this end on the 5/16 pipe, making sure the compression fitting is in the middle. And then I'm just gonna thread in the other side. Can't really. So then I'm just gonna thread in this side. All right, y'all, got both of those on there. So the good thing about it is, before I started, I put the right fitting on the right size, so that way I'll know which is which. See, the bottom one looks bigger, so the bottom was the 5/16, the top was at 3/8. So that's how I know which one is which. I mean, other than just looking at the lines themselves. But if the intake is on, you might not be able to see those. So I put the fittings on the right ones. Oil pressure sensor on, fuel lines are on, knock sensors are in, water pumps on. I did cut that line and attach them. So now I'm getting ready to just set the intake on, and then I'm gonna work on, so I took the alternator off because I wanna move the AC compressor. Move the AC compressor back on that side where it's gonna go, because now I wanna work on how am I gonna work my cold air intake. So that's where we are now. I'm gonna throw the radiator shroud on because I want everything that's gonna be in the way to be in the way. That way I can figure out how I wanna do it.